And we have West Forsyth, the Wolverines led by head coach Frederick Hurt, and the Longhorns led by head coach Brandon Mayweather.
Well, it's going to be exciting to watch this game here. Watching both these teams in pregame warm-ups. Boy, you saw a lot of energy and enthusiasm off of Lanier. Let's see if that translates here off to a fast start to kick off this basketball game.
See, Banks Willoughby set to jump it for the Wolverines along with Brandon Lanier, and it's going to be the Wolverines that start on offense in their white uniforms. Probing the defense, looking for an open shot. They're led by Sam Maynard. He's been their leading scorer. That's number 11. That's him who had the ball, averaging 16 a game. Pump fake, got his man in the air, and the first jumper of the game. Maynard, their leading scorer last year and again this season, gets the scoring started early here today.
Lanier's playing this man-to-man defense. They're pressuring the ball. Definitely some energy.
Gray Smith, who averaged 11 a game, off the back iron. Battle for the rebound underneath, controlled by the Longhorns. Out it comes to Morgan. That's Amari Morgan, who averages 18.7 a game. Baseline jumper. That's Tahai Morgan. They call him Boogie, and he missed his first shot of the game.
Well, West Forsyth defensively is starting out in the zone. Let's see what type of mixing and matching they do throughout the day.
Inbounds comes to Lanier. Lanier puts it up and in. Their senior forward averaging 10.7 points per game and 9 rebounds per game. We're tied at 2. It's Braden Holleran, their point guard, wearing number 2. And Lachlan Provence, who is also kind of their other point guard. They kind of play with 2 point guards. And Provence will play the off-guard position typically when Halloran's in the game. Drive, left-handed scoop shot, up and in. Nicely done. Cam Thornton, their 5'11 senior guard, averaging 6.7 a game, gives Lanier the early lead. Provence banks in the three-pointer straight away.
I don't think he called bank, but he called bank afterwards.
5-4 lead, West Forsyth.
Well, this is the lefty point guard.
Described as an unselfish pass-first point guard. Scoop shot up and in. DeAndre Cowan.
Good take by the senior there. He definitely had some confidence in that penetration.
6-5 lead for the Longhorns. Halloran looks to the low post, nothing there. Provence between the legs, gets in the paint. And the rebound controlled by Morgan.
Ball movement.
Yep. To the corner and a 3. Lanier dishes off instead, and there's the basket by the Longhorns. Amari Morgan with his first bucket of the game.
I think we're going to be calling his name a bunch here this afternoon.
Really has a knack for scoring the ball. That's his first 2 of the game. 8-5 lead for Lanier. Halloran inside the arc. Rebound controlled by the Longhorns.
Rebound.
Cowan. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. To the corner and a 3. Air ball out of the hands of Morgan.
big rebound by Banks Willoughby for West Forsyth. He's known as their rebounder.
6'6", 232 senior. Ball comes up to Povence, and Povence off the iron. Willoughby had it in his hands, had it knocked away, out of bounds off the Longhorns and Amari Morgan. There's head coach Frederick Hurt. Got his team out to a 4-1 start. Made the playoffs last year. They've had 6 playoff appearances in program history. Finished 5th in the region, but won in the region tournament. Went in as a 4 seed. Lost to eventual state runner-up Cherokee in the first round. Chase Damrell in the game. That's a big addition. He had been out with a knee injury. And they're another player that they're excited to have back in the lineup, a nagging knee injury that he just got cleared to play a couple of days ago. Brandon Mayweather, graduate of Tequila, played for the Falcons, then at Presbyterian and Piedmont College. 4 years as the head coach at Central Gwinnett, now in his 7th year as the Longhorns head coach. Got to the state championship game 4 years ago.
Nice play.
Damrell had the shot blocked underneath. And a timeout called by Kell to avoid a turnover.
Good timeout. Well, from my early indications here, both teams are pretty well coached. I mean, they seem to both be pretty well-run offensive systems. I've been impressed so far with the movement that both teams have had on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, they're both pretty aggressive. I mean, they're both playing with a lot of energy right now early on.
Yeah, I really appreciate the energy we've seen from the Wolverines, especially after they played last night and won at Mill Creek 51-48.
Yeah, but let's not underestimate how difficult that can be. I mean, you're playing against a big program like Mill Creek last night and have to turn around here today and have about a 12:30, 12:45 tip-off here today. I mean, that is a quick turn. And, you know, Lanier's a good program. So let's not act like here this is going to be an easy tilt for them today. They got their hands full here with these Longhorns.
You're right. That may show up a little bit later in the game, a fatigue factor. Lanier last played on Tuesday, actually picked up their first win of the season with a big 40-point win against Morgan County. They're 1-3 on the season. A little bit of a reload situation for Kell this year. Traveling call on the Longhorns. Lanier 76-62 loss at Walnut Grove, a 70-63 loss at Parkview, 78-51 loss at Peachtree Ridge. All those games were before Thanksgiving.
That was interesting. We saw a little press there by Lanier.
Getting back on defense and the interception by Babb. Quick ball movement. Three-pointer, Grace Smith.
Knocked it down. That tied the ball game, 8-8.
6'4", 157 junior wing, and we're tied at 8. Under 2 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Up top. Pass to the corner. 3-point miss. Povence with the ball.
He knocked the last one down.
Tries the other side. Consecutive three-pointers for Grace Smith. He has 6 of their first 11.
The junior showing no lack of confidence behind the three-point line. He's knocked the last 2 down.
3-point lead for the Wolverines. The drive, a whistle on the floor, not on the shot. It's going to go against Jason Tawu.
They're saying that's on the floor. Yeah, look at this three. I mean, he just open look, knocks it down. He's feeling good now. He's the hot hand.
Inbounds underneath for the Longhorns. And nearly stolen away by Tawu. Pardon me, that's not Tawu. That was Micah Babb who nearly came up with the steal. And they call it jump ball, possession arrow, pointing in favor of the Wolverines. starting to get a little bit of a tournament field here now as more and more people are entering the building. Second game of our 4-game schedule today. Of course, the home teams will be on the floor for the next 2. The Norcross girls against Baldwin in game 3. The Norcross boys against Douglas in the day's finale. Under a minute to play in the quarter. Povins, trouble with the dribble. Great pressure there by the Longhorns. Leads to a turnover toward Lanier. And Povins unable to save it. It'll be ball underneath for the Longhorns.
That last possession, again, you know, we've said it a few times here today. Both teams playing with a lot of energy, okay, on the defensive side of the ball in particular, and you're seeing that a few times here during this first quarter. Both teams being really aggressive.
Good look at Cameron Thornton right there. Good ball movement. Dribble drive and off the back iron on the shot. But the put in.
That's where they miss Willoughby there for West Forsyth on the interior, and he's on the bench currently, and they don't have that size when he's not in there.
A couple of baskets for Lanier in the quarter. It's an 11-10 lead for West Forsyth. They can play for the final shot here. Shot clock off. Smith in the corner, missed the three-point attempt this time. Rebound ahead, will not get a shot off in time, and that'll be the end of the quarter. But an entertaining first quarter, Chris, as West Forsyth will take an 11-10 lead to the second.
Yeah, great, really great first quarter. We're gonna see some good basketball here. This is gonna take us all the way down to the second half.
Hey, is the power off on this?
I don't know. Just take it off.
Safety violation, unsafe work conditions.
In the construction trades unions, safety is our highest priority, and we train you to recognize and speak out on unsafe working conditions so that everyone arrives and goes home safely. Learn about careers in construction at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
Beginning the morning you opened your eyes, we spent every waking moment preparing you for the day you'd leave our nest. Whether it's driving to practice or helping with homework, it's all prepared you for, what am I going to be when I grow up? Will you be ready?
After much thought, I made my decision to take my talents to the IBEW Local 613.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is not simply a job, it's a career. Visit IBEW613.org to begin a new future today.
A journeyman with Local 85, when you turn out, you can be hitting 6 figures.
Hey, I have your back, you have my back, we're gonna do this together. We're one for all for one.
College just wasn't for me. Let's look into actual career jobs that wouldn't take college, where I wouldn't, lose money and all that. Instead of losing a lot more money at the end, why not make money and make more money at the end?
Start of the second quarter at Norcross, and West Forsyth with an 11-10 lead on Lanier after 8 minutes of play. Gray Smith has been the top scorer in this game. A couple of three-pointers made for the Wolverines. Three-point attempt right there, Amari Morgan. And the rebound controlled by the Wolverines. Low post to go.
Nice
underneath.
Take. Nice take.
Damrell missed the putback attempt after the miss
nice
by Moore.
Take by Sam Maynard there.
Maynard.
Yeah, that was a nice take by him. That was an aggressive end. We hadn't seen that so far in the first quarter.
What we also
nice
have
pass.
seen is Will Moore, and there's the dunk by Tahai Morgan.
Great pass by DeAndre Cohen on that last possession. 1
point lead for the Longhorns. Inside Damrell, got the bounce.
And Chase is one of those guys who's got that nagging, he's got a nagging knee injury, so still not sure if he's totally 100%, but it was good to see him make a little bit of an offensive move there.
Baseline jumper. Second basket for Cowan. He's got 4. Pace picks up here in the opening minute of this second quarter. Halloran misses the 3. Rebound pulled down by Longhorn. Whistle as Amari Morgan ends up on the deck.
That's a bit of a tough foul, but I don't really have any problem with that.
See Morgan's numbers on the season through the first 4 games, right under 19 points per game, 8 rebounds per game, and shooting 59% from the floor, also getting 3 steals per game. 1 point lead Lanier. They have the ball. Drive, running the baseline, turned over. Nope, they're able to retain possession. To High Morgan, whips it out to Amari, and a traveling call against the Longhorns.
One step too much on that one. Now, Lanier had a little bit of pressure they showed there in the first quarter. Looks like they've backed off a little bit here now. Oh, now they're going to trap him a little bit on the side.
Bounce inside, and the conversion. Nice pass by Damrell. And Maynard gets the bucket, his second. Back to a 1-point lead for the Wolverines. Cowan going to pull up and take a 3 and drain it. Cowan, their leading scorer, with 7.
He's somebody who's impressed me so far here in this first half with his ability to pass and shoot the ball.
Damrell looks like the knee's okay. That was a great job of navigating the lane and getting the bucket. He's got 4. Inside, and the conversion, and 1. Damrell fouled him over the back, and that'll put Lanier at the line.
Yeah, if your coach hurt there, that kind of foul just drives you absolutely bonkers. If you're going to let him shoot, you can't let him shoot there. I mean, you gotta, if you're going to foul him.
So Damrell picks up his first personal foul. That'll put Lanier at the line for a chance to complete the 3-point play. Cowan and Lanier have combined for 13 of the Longhorns' first 19 points. Misses on the chance to complete the 3-point play. Halloran looks back at the bench to get the play instructions.
They've obviously gone into a zone defensively here for Lanier.
Going to try to get into the middle of that thing and work around for a good 3-point shot. There it is. Maynard the miss. Rebound underneath by Povins, and the putback miss. Last touch by the Longhorns.
Well, West Forsyth played that perfectly. I mean, as far as that's how you beat a zone. Quick ball movement. You had the open shot. You missed it. You got the offensive board. Just couldn't capitalize, but not a bad offensive possession there for West Forsyth.
Halloran on the inbounds, deflected out of bounds by Cowan. Two-point lead for the Longhorns here. Under 5 minutes to play in the first half. Willoughby asks for the ball, gets it. Backdoor cut. Halloran along the baseline, and the three-pointer in the corner by Maynard.
That was very well executed there by West Forsyth. Again, got the open shot, took it, and put it in.
Maynard, their leading scorer today, was 7. And a long three-pointer. Cowan now with 10. First guy to reach double figures today.
The senior's showing up early here in the first half. He's done a nice job carrying this Lanier basketball team here in the first half.
And a timeout called.
The net needed to be fixed.
2-point lead for the Longhorns.
They're sticking with the zone here defensively. West Forsyth shown they have the ability to know how to beat it.
Halloran in traffic gets fouled on the play. Halloran will go to the line.
Oh, that's just him being aggressive there, just going to the rack and get an opportunity for a foul to get 2 shots here at the free throw line. So, gotta like the aggressive nature that West Forsyth has shown to be able to beat the zone here early on in the second quarter.
First free throw attempts for Braden Halloran today. 5'11", 168 senior point guard. Gets on the scorebook. Cuts the Lanier lead to 1. Tao back in the game for the Wolverines, and Willoughby goes to the bench. So they go a little bit smaller here. Give up about 4 inches with the substitution.
We got a tie game.
Indeed we do. 3:43 to play in the half. Feel like it's going to be this way all the way to the end.
I was just getting ready to say, I think this is, we got a tennis match that's going to be on our hands here today. A lot of back and forth, just based on how both these squads have been playing so far here in the first half.
It's been a fun game so far. The dish and the bucket.
Good take.
Lanier now has 8. 18 of their points have come inside from Lanier and Cowan.
Well, Lanier's a big kid. He's 6'7", so he's got the ability here inside in the post there to really make his presence be felt, and he did that on that last possession.
24-22 lead for Lanier. Smith on the drive, hits the floater, tied again.
Good take by Greg Smith, though. That's the first time we've really seen him go to the hole. He's hit a couple of outside three-pointers here early, but good to see him take one to the bucket there.
Low post, Lanier whips it out to the corner.
Good defense. Good
Loose
defense.
with the dribble, stolen by West Forsyth. Chance for the Wolverines to take the lead. Halloran in the corner. Bingo! 3-point lead for West Forsyth as Halloran hits the 3. Kicked out of bounds by the Longhorns. That's a couple of possessions in a row there, Chris, where the Longhorns a little loose with the dribble, maybe over-dribbling, not passing the ball and moving the ball enough.
Yeah, one of the things that I've noticed here so far in the first half is just how well coached West Forsyth seems to be, offensively and defensively. I mean, they play with a lot of energy and a lot of poise. Very disciplined program here in their assignments.
Got a 3-point lead right now. Tawu puts it on the floor. He gets into trouble by over-dribbling. And a whistle. Foul's going to be called. A kickball. No foul called. Kickball is called. So Lanier brings it up, down 3 with under 2 minutes to play in the half. Cowan in a double team on the baseline, tried to pass out of it, stolen by Tawu. 90 seconds to play in the half. 3-point lead for West Forsyth. Damroll gets the bounce off the backboard. 3-pointer, the biggest lead of the game for the Wolverines at 6.
Chase is that 6'6" senior with that, who's had that kind of nagging knee injury that we mentioned earlier, and he's having a shooting range show up there.
3-pointer Crawford, Komet Crawford just in the game, missed on a foul underneath. It's going to be called on West Forsyth.
Foul call on play against number 4 of West Forsyth.
So Tawu's called for the foul. That's going to be the first one on him. And here's the replay from that 3-point shot that we just saw there a minute ago from Chase. Hey, got the bounce he needed. Foul's going to be called on West Forsyth. So that's back-to-back fouls on Tawu here in a matter of seconds. That's going to be the 4th team foul on West Forsyth. Inbounds comes to Morgan.
to the corner, and the three-pointer over the basket. Offensive rebound, block shot underneath by Damerel. He's going to be called for the foul.
Good take there. Great take.
And Ty Morgan will go to the line. No, it's going to be Komet Crawford, that goes to the line, shooting 2. Averaging 4.5 points, 5 rebounds per game.
What's going to be interesting to me here is after this next free throw, does Lanier go back to the press, which they had a little bit of success with there early on in this quarter, which seemed to get West Forsyth a little bit rattled. You know, right now you're down 6. You're looking for a little bit of a spark.
Crawford missed them both.
That doesn't help.
Yep, hard to get into the press off of misses. You got to get the makes to get into your press. Smith inside the arc hits the jumper.
Smith's the shooter now. He is a shooter. He's wearing that 23, you know, trying to emulate Michael Jordan or LeBron James there with his jump shot, and he's done that pretty good here in the first half.
He's the first Wolverine in double figures. He has 10 right there in the paint, and the spot up shot by Ty Morgan. Second bucket for him.
About 17 seconds. Let's see how they handle this.
Shot clock off. They can play for the final shot if that's what they choose to do. Defense extended, nearly a turnover. Ball ends up in the hands of the Wolverines. One pass too many there by Babb, down to 2 seconds. And a long heave at the horn off the backboard, and that'll be the end of the first half. 32-26 lead for West Forsyth. They've won 4 in a row, trying to stretch it to 5. They got a 6-point lead as the teams head to the locker room.
You getting the interview, Mike? Check, 1, 2.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky, Kell, Dave Hunter Basketball Classic is sponsored by the Drive for the GHSA State Title, Electric Georgia High School Football every Friday night. The Georgia Elite Classic, Georgia's largest all-star games. National Signing Day Frenzy, a celebration of Georgia high school football seniors. And by Score Atlanta, your source for Georgia high school sports.
Welcome back. I'm Nigel Wilkins with Dave Hunter, presented by Atlanta North Georgia Building Trade Council. So much growth for the Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic. Now we're coming to basketball. How excited has it been to have the growth and see it kind of come to fruition?
Well, you know, Isaiah had the idea, and we beat it around a little bit. We want to expand and try to keep growing, and we've run out of days for football early in the season. So I think this was a logical choice, and I think it's a good idea, and we're going to try to expand into some other sports as well.
How excited you are for just the growth? I know you initially started everything. You were at Brookwood, and then now you guys went into the Bins, and then it's expanding. Now you're getting more days, and now basketball. How excited is the growth and to see what it's going to be in the future?
It's really exciting to see the growth. And, you know, the other sports which they haven't ever been on TV, so that's kind of the carrot. But, we're very excited about the future, where we're headed, and couldn't be any more excited than to be here at Norcross today.
Yes, sir.
Playing basketball.
Yes, sir. Let's talk a little bit about the teams for next year. That's going to be in the Corky Kell. We revealed some last night. Talk about which team you're most excited to see. We got Douglas County, Houston County, of course, Brookwood. Got some really good teams that's going to be in the Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic for football in the Biz next year. Talk about which team you're excited about to see.
Well, I think, Douglas County's had a great year, and they're going to be good again. Cedar Grove is another team that's in new. And then Alpharetta's an up-and-coming program. They got an outstanding coach, Coach Curvin. And then, we've got some North Gwinnett's back, McEacher's back, Brookwood's back, Walton's back. So then we got those new schools, Alpharetta, Douglas, Cedar Grove, and I'm missing somebody off the top of my head, Walton.
Yes, sir.
So we're really excited to have all those teams in there. Got a bunch of new blood, and we think that's a good thing.
Yes, sir. Well, Dave Hunter, I got to ask you one more question. I want to know which matchup are you most excited to see come in the following weekend, about a week and a half, about 10 days in the state championships in the Benz. Which matchup are you excited to see?
Well, I think the Milton-Walton game is kind of they're not very far apart, and Milton's had an outstanding season, got a great coach, and then Walton's kind of like their destiny. They got their quarterback has played outstanding, but I'm excited to see that game. I think all of them are good matchups, so it'll be interesting to see how we do on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday during the week.
Yes, sir. Well, it'll be a lot of fun. Thank you so much, guys. This is Dave Hunter. We're going to be back with the coaches' interviews for the next game. Thank you so much. Toss the break.
Welcome to today's segment of Talking Trades. I'm Ashley Rose, joined by Steve Langley with the sheet metal workers. Now, Steve, talk a little bit about the apprenticeship program, the benefits that these kids get.
So with apprenticeship, you work all day, you go to school once a week, and you get paid during the day, and then it doesn't cost you anything to go to the school. So you're never going to accumulate any debt. It's free for you to go. If you go to a trade school or a college, then you're going to accumulate debt, and you're going to have to pay that off one of these days. It's just a great career choice to go through a union apprenticeship and have a career in your life.
That's amazing. And now, so many people that we've talked to, they get into the trades and they never leave. You've been here for 33 years, so talk about the longevity of SMART and what you attribute to staying around for so long.
So a union is a brother sisterhood, and the members, even after you retire, you can retain your membership. You pay retirees membership, and we have members that's been in Local 85 for 70 years, and they get a pin and plaque from the International. You get them every 10 years, but they got 70-year plaques.
That's amazing. Now, looking back with your time, with your 33 years, what's one piece of advice you give to somebody who's making the decision to join the trades, or that is just joining for the first time?
Well, being a union sheet metal worker, like I said, it's a brother sisterhood. We have meetings, we have picnics, we have things. It's more, and it's a career. It's not just a job. So, you have a better life, and we look after you and your family.
And how do you feel like the apprenticeship program will help somebody who's right out of high school? They're very impressionable, they're a very young age, just set them up for success throughout life.
So every apprentice is going to learn, how to weld. They're going to learn how to lay out duct work. They're going to learn the basics, and then they could go into test and balance, where you balance the rooms of a building. You go into some places it's cold in one room, hot in the other. Well, that's what a union test and balance does. We also have office jobs like CAD layout, where you do the layout of the blueprints and stuff. There's all different aspects of sheet metal.
It's amazing. It can be hands-on, it can be behind the computer, whatever you really want to make it.
Yeah, people, some people don't like to sit behind a desk. They like to be working with their hands, so that's a field job. We have tenant work, where you go into an occupied space and do stuff. It's all different things that you can do.
Absolutely, so much. Well, Steve, thanks so much for joining us today. If you want to find out more, as always, you can go to smart85.org. We'll see you guys next week.
Welcome back. It is time now for the IBF coach's interview. We're going to talk about our third matchup, Baldwin at Norcross. When I saw this one on paper, it just made sense to me because Coach Walker, Coach Quentin, you guys always challenge yourself in the non-region. You guys have made great runs, but talk about how Baldwin has embraced that, playing upper classifications and what this is going to be.
We choose to play the upper classifications because we're trying to prepare for where we want to go. So a lot of the teams that are surrounding us, they don't have the talent level that we have, so it's better for us to come up to Atlanta area and get the competition that we need.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Quentin, you guys were both in the finals last year, so you've seen maybe on the periphery this Baldwin program. What stands out about what they've been able to accomplish?
Yeah, I think, being able to watch them on film, they're very impressive. They're fun to watch. It's, you scout people, and sometimes it's kind of a bore, but we enjoyed watching their film. I think it's going to be a good matchup, and we're really excited about it.
Certainly, and let's talk about the matchup. So last year I saw you guys play Holy Innocents at Fort Valley. What impressed me was your forwards, your centers, everyone on your team handles the ball really well. And then Janae Walker was great passing the ball when she gets the double team. How does this year's team kind of compare to last year?
Well, this is the same exact team that I had last year, and also we have some new additions to the team, so I think it's going to be a pretty good year for us. We have Cassidy Neal, who can handle the ball. She's a post player. We have Madison. She's worked on her shot, so she's not only driving in, but she's able to shoot it. And we got Janae around the rim. She draws in a whole lot of people to open up other things on the court. And we also have our senior, Zakiria Pascal. She has stepped up this year. She's knocking down shots.
That is the same team I saw at Fort Valley, so I know what they can do. And then on your side, Janiah Atkins, she's really blown up, just been such a pivotal part of your team the last few years. What has she done just as a scorer heading into this season?
Sure. Janiah's been obviously our main scorer for the past 3 years, but I think she's such a good team player, and I think that's the biggest thing about her is that it's not she's not just her scoring. It's what she does and how she makes other people better on the floor.
Awesome. Well, we got to go back to the break. We'll be back for more of the second half.
Hey, does it matter if this leaks?
It don't matter to me. Can't see it from my house.
Illegal use of hands, improper training.
GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com has 14 different highly skilled trades with tuition-free training in our certified apprenticeship programs to train you the right way. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
Beginning the morning you opened your eyes, we spent every waking moment preparing you for the day you'd leave our nest. Whether it's driving to practice or helping with homework, it's all prepared you for, what am I going to be when I grow up? Will you be ready?
After much thought, I made my decision to take my talents to the IBEW Local 613.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is not simply a job, it's a career. Visit IBEW613.org to begin a new future today.
A journeyman with Local 85, when you turn out, you can be hitting six figures.
Hey, I have your back, you have my back, we're going to do this together. We're one for all for one.
College just wasn't for me. Let's look into actual career jobs that wouldn't take college, where I wouldn't, lose money and all that. Instead of losing a lot more money at the end, why not make money and make more money at the end?
All right, welcome back, guys. I'm here again with Walt Peterson. Walt, you said something last time about GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. We got a minute, but you said you weren't just specific to Georgia. You can go to other states and get work.
That is correct. Our apprenticeship programs, if we were ranked as a university in the United States, we would be ranked 6th. What does that mean? If someone is taking courses here in one of our apprenticeship schools and they decide that they're going to relocate to another part of the country, yes, that curriculum would be the same. As well as when we reach and achieve the level of journey person, our credentials are good anywhere in the United States and Canada.
Awesome. Well done. We beat the timer. All right, we'll be back for the second half.
All right, thank you, Craig. Enjoyed listening to Walt, man. I'm inspired.
He's passionate.
It is. I'm inspired listening to Walt all morning. Tell us about GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com. So very excited about that as we start the third quarter. West Forsyth on top of Lanier, 32-26. Matt Stewart along with Chris Millman. Thanks for joining us. This is game 2 out of 4 here in the inaugural Corky Kell Dave Hunter Basketball Classic.
Well, let's see what type of adjustments both of these squads made here in the second half.
Gray Smith off the front of the iron. Banks Willoughby had it swatted out of there. Big block shot underneath.
It was a good offensive board by Banks. That's where he excels there in the paint, there and right around the glass area. But what a defensive play there by Lanier to swat that one away.
Yeah, you get that offensive rebound. You're going to have to take it up strong and finish at the rim. Can't be lackadaisical about it. Lanier sent it back the other way. Longhorns 1-3 on the season, picked up their first win of the year on Tuesday night. A big win at Morgan County, or against Morgan County at home, as Cameron Thornton converts his second bucket of the game, and it's 32-28.
Well, one of the things that Coach Mayweather talked about over here at Lanier this week was, the game this week where they won by 40 was really the first game this season where they had their full squad. This was the first time that a lot of their football guys had been able to join the team, and so he really felt they were at how they should look, and they won by 40. So that's a pretty good sign of some momentum here. Now having your full team back.
You see that a lot in Georgia high school basketball. Those football players, sometimes you have a successful football program, they're not going to join you until December. And even then, when they join you, they got to get in basketball shape. They got to get in the basketball rhythm and sync. So it takes a while. It could be January before you're really fully operating at maximum capacity.
Yeah, and so, today's game has been obviously a highly contested affair. It's been going back and forth. Even if Lanier does, come up short today, if I'm Coach Mayweather, I'm still excited about kind of how this team's growing into the as a team for the rest of this season. Just based on how they've played in their first couple of games here. West Forsyth is clearly a good opponent. So
turnaround miss by Lanier right there. Brandon Lanier for Lanier. And the pass goes out of bounds. So West Forsyth has been a little bit sloppy with the basketball on the offensive end since this half started.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Hurt over here, I'm going to kind of give it maybe one more possession here to kind of see, and then I might take just a quick 20-second timeout just to kind of regroup. But they're not as efficient as they looked there in the first half, at least on the offensive side.
Longhorns got to get some makes so they can get into their press. In the paint, the miss. Morgan stays with it, and the rebound cleared by Willoughby.
Willoughby, big body, throwing those elbows around, get his hands on the ball there.
Long three-pointer off the front iron out of the hands of Sam Maynard. He has 7. Break opportunity here for the Longhorns, up and in. As Tahai Morgan converts his third bucket of the game. He's got 6.
Cut it down to 2 again.
Halloran has the pass broken up. Great hustle by the Longhorns.
Great
Look
pass.
at that.
Great pass.
At 32. How about that? Great pressure defense leads to offense for the Longhorns.
Watch this pass here. Boom. Love that pass by Amari Morgan there.
It was Cowan who initially jumped the route, so to speak, using football terminology, to bat the pass away. He ends up getting the ball back as his reward in the layup.
Well, we called it, a possession or two ago that, hey, Coach Hurt might needed to take a timeout to kind of settle his squad down a little bit. Clearly, after that last possession, he knows he needs to do that. We're tied, 32-32 here, 5 minutes to go left in the third quarter. Let's see how they regroup now. Let's settle down. Now you're doing just fine. This ball game is tied here still. Still a lot of basketball left here. Clearly they've had a good offensive rhythm there in the first half. Let's see if they can get back to it and have some of their shooters here pop up and hit some of these open shots.
So Lanier has scored the first 6 points of the quarter to tie the game at 32. Halloran's going to bring it up and now give it to Povins. And here's the half-court press and the pressure defense from the Longhorns. Maynard hits the three-pointer. That's a good way to bust it.
Well, just like we just said, they just had to settle down, get their offense set up. That's exactly what they did there. It's going to open up an open shot, which it did here. And then Maynard hit it up three there from the corner.
Maynard, who averages 16 a game, has scored 10 here today. Pull-up jumper on the baseline. Rebound. Povins gets it. Gray Smith, free from straight away. 13 for Gray Smith. And just like that, after the timeout, West Forsyth rebuilds the 6-point lead.
Well, Gray has shown an ability to shoot the basketball here today.
Dribbled off his leg to High Morgan. That's going to be a turnover on the Longhorns.
Well, just like that, we're back to a 6-point lead for West Forsyth.
Well, that was one of the keys to the game. Coach Frederick Hurt said, look, they're going to pressure us. Their guards are going to pressure us. How we handle that is going to dictate whether we can win this game or not, whether we can get into an offensive flow. Gray Smith again, air ball this time, but great hustle by Maynard, but he knocked it out of bounds.
That's a tough break.
Cam Thornton, the lefty point guard, brings it across. Playing here at Norcross High School, and the pass intercepted. Damrell. Cross court to Gray Smith. Got his man in the air and banks it in. He's given them a spark here in the third quarter. He now has 15 of their 40.
Good defense.
Runner by Cowan.
Better shot.
Cowan's their leading scorer. He has 12 today.
They're trapping him.
And timeout was called by the West Forsyth bench.
30-second timeout was called. West Forsyth.
So saved him from a turnover right there by utilizing that timeout.
Well, I was even wondering if he had a hand or a foot or whatnot that was out of bounds there, but I guess he got the timeout in just in case. Which, in all honesty, probably not a bad idea to take a timeout there at that point in time.
Right. So a 40-34 lead for West Forsyth.
Just a quick timeout there. Give them a chance to again regroup here, and again we're seeing our 23 here, Gray Smith. He's been the offensive juggernaut here today for West Forsyth.
He has game high honors. He has 15 right now, with 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Ball goes to Damrell. He taps it back. They whip it around to the corner. Povins, the three-pointer.
Man, what a shot. These guys have shown the ability, if they get an open shot, one, they're not going to be hesitant to take it, but two, it's been going in.
They get great ball movement to get the defense out of position. They try the closeout, not in time, and there's the three-pointer.
That's a big answer for the Longhorns. They badly needed that.
Yeah, Cowan's now got 15 in the game. Damrell has it stripped away. Run out opportunity for the Longhorns, and Cowan the layup. DeAndre Cowan now with 17 if the junior guard. Having a big game here on this Saturday afternoon. Povins tries to answer with the three. Gets it back. Takes it right back up, and a foul is going to be called on the Longhorns.
Yeah, what an up and down game this has been, huh?
Komet Crawford is called for the foul on the Longhorns. just great athleticism for this Longhorns defense. They're very long. They do a great job of getting in passing lanes, getting their hands in there, knocking the dribble away. And they use that quite effectively to turn that into points as Amari Morgan goes to the bench.
It does feel like there's been a lot of loose balls, too, in this game, where guys are diving on the floor. And
that was the last touch by the Wolverines, so it'll be the Longhorns' ball. 5-point game, 1:57 to play in the third quarter. Tahai Morgan now bringing the ball across. Gets to the Cow, and he's had the hot hand spin move. Wild shot, and it goes in.
Unbelievable. Now we're down to 3 again.
When you're hot, you're hot. He's got 19 now. Maynard with the pump fake, the drive, and one.
Great take. Well, Maynard showing the ability. He's not afraid to shoot the outside jumper, but does a great fake here, gets the defender off his feet, takes it to the basket, and one.
You know, we didn't see Will Moore today. We were expecting to see him. He's coming off of shoulder surgery in the offseason. Well, they were hoping to have him go today.
Well, it's interesting. Maynard was the leading scorer on last year's club, so he's clearly trying to fill the void of Will Moore not being in there.
Maynard goes to the bench after completing the three-point play. He has 13. It is a 6-point lead for West Forsyth, exactly where we were at the end of the second quarter. Lanier on the low block gets out of there. The drive and the dipsy doodle up and in. How about that from Amari Morgan?
Great take by Amari on that play.
And Amari Morgan, their leading scorer, close to 19 a game, has only 4 today. Oh, stolen away. And Morgan with the dunk.
And that cuts it to 2 with just under a minute left in the quarter.
Back-to-back quick buckets from Amari Morgan, 47-45. On the cut, Damroll missed it. Had a great look. Chance to tie or take the lead here. Tahai Morgan misses. Rebound, West Forsyth. Damroll brings it back the other way. Got a man in front of him. And stolen away again. West Forsyth is going to have to dribble less and pass more because,
well,
this Longhorns team is so aggressive going on the ball steal.
One of the things in the first half that gave West Forsyth so much success was the ability to move the ball. They were moving the ball quite a bit there offensively, and that's how they were getting those open shots that they were knocking down.
Final 21 seconds of the quarter. Shot clock is off if the Wolverines choose to play for the final shot here. Babb on the dribble, being guarded by Thornton tightly. 10 seconds in the quarter. Ball goes to Maynard with 6. Maynard puts it on the floor, working against Crawford. Long 3, Gray Smith hit it! With 1 second left in the quarter, Gray Smith buries a 3 from downtown to give West Forsyth a 5-point lead heading to the fourth. How about Gray Smith answering the defense from the Longhorns, and it's 50-45.
The GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com Corky, Kell, Dave Hunter Basketball Classic is sponsored by the Drive for the GHSA state title, Electric Georgia High School Football every Friday night. The Georgia Elite Classic, Georgia's largest all-star games. National Signing Day Frenzy, a celebration of Georgia high school football seniors. And by Score Atlanta, your source for Georgia high school sports.
Start of the fourth quarter at Norcross. West Forsyth on top. 50-45. Matt Stewart along Chris Millman. We should have a great fourth quarter coming up, Chris.
This is going to be exciting. The end of the third quarter was pretty contested. I think this fourth quarter is going to be even better.
Three-point attempt from the wing, and the rebound underneath. The offensive rebound, and Lanier
great rebound.
It in. He's in double figures now with 10.
Brandon's shown up a few times there around the rim today, and there's another opportunity he had there to show his skill set there right around the basket.
So you got to figure, if you're Brandon Mayweather, the coach for the Longhorns, you want to keep turning up, dialing up that defensive pressure. To me, that seems like their path to victory.
Yeah, and then it seems like where they've had some success, too.
Maynard puts it on the floor. Pass intercepted. Chance to tie if they take a three here and make it. Morgan, they go down low. Back around in the paint, up and in. Amari Morgan starting to come to life. 6 points after scoring only 2 in the first half.
And we're down to 1.
Ball underneath.
Great pass.
Ball movement, and Maynard was there by himself.
The recipe there was to spread him out there on offense, and that worked perfectly how they wanted there.
Gray Smith has 18. Maynard has 15. So 33 at the 52 for the Wolverines have come from those two. The left-handed shot by Thornton up and in.
Nice shot by the lefty there.
52-51. Heading to a great finish here in Norcross. In game 2 of 4 here on this championship Saturday. Maynard, corner 3, got knocked down, no whistle. Here come the Longhorns, chance to take the lead. The drive, the follow. And the rebound by Babb. Missed a great opportunity right there. And it comes to Halloran. Underneath Maynard, muscles it up and one.
That's a tough foul there. Clearly, he was giving up some size there to Maynard. I mean, sometimes you just got to take your losses there. Be smart. If you're going to foul him, you got to foul him so he doesn't get that shot off.
Maynard's just very well built at 6'5", 205, tough physical player, hard to knock off balance. So if he gets the ball down on that low block, good chance it's going in.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
18 now for Maynard. 4-point lead again for West Forsyth with 6 to play.
Good pass.
Back in the middle for Lanier and one.
Great pass. All set up by the pass that he received there. Again, Brandon going to be physical around the basket, and that's what he was there. But it was set up by a beautiful pass here. Look at the replay.
And Lanier has such a great touch around the rim. Very soft shot. Even when you're in traffic and you're getting beat on by the other players. 3-point play there, Lanier. He now has 13, and the lead's back down to 1. Could be who has the ball last.
That's the way it's tracking.
Ends up winning the game. It's 55-54. Fun second game here in the Corky Kell Dave Hunter Classic. Halloran answers with a big 3.
Braden's done that a couple of times here today.
And he's got 8 points now, lead back to 4. Pass goes to Lanier, up and in! Lanier proving to be unstoppable in the paint.
West Forsyth has not had an answer for Lanier here in this fourth quarter so far. He gets the ball there by the basket, and he's just working his way in and putting it in.
Got great length at 6'7", and then really used his body to shield the defender. to keep him off his shot. Now a chance to complete the three-point play, which he does, and he's got 16. And it's back to a one-point game again. Seems like it's been perpetual.
Yep, that it has. The energy is starting to rise a little bit here in the Norcross Gymnasium.
Damrell misses. Longhorns the rebound. Chance to come down and take the lead. Been a while since they've been in the lead. Give the ball to their lefty point guard, Cam Thornton. Cowan. Backdoor cut, intercepted.
Good
Halloran
steal.
did a great job on defense, anticipating that backdoor cut. Damrell puts it on the floor, drives and missed, follows, missed, gets it again.
Oh, here we go.
Povins three. Rebound controlled by Lanier.
That was the look. You had a few good looks on that possession.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you had all the looks you want right there. Just couldn't get the basket to go. Again, the Longhorns a chance to take the lead. Morgan, elbow. Damrell the rebound. Halloran going coast to coast, falling away. Rebound, Lanier. Cowan.
Lanier just can't get that bucket to fall to take the lead. They've had a few opportunities here now, last few possessions.
Gray Smith flashes open, misses the shot badly.
He doesn't do that often.
It's almost a situation where you're thinking he might have been too open.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody ran at him, and he had too much time to think about how open he was.
I think that might have even caught him off guard a little bit. I mean, right now, the way he's played today, he's the guy you want in that situation with the wide open look.
No doubt, 18 points for him today. Maynard has scored 18 as well. Game high honors right now. DeAndre Cowan with 19.
Interesting. Coach Mayweather took Brandon Lanier out on that last substitution. I guess maybe giving him a little bit of a break here before you go into the last couple minutes of the ball game.
Yeah, I think that's it. Just give him a rest before the final run in this game. Morgan picks up the dribble. 10 on the shot clock still. The left hand and a blocking foul and one. Or did they go the other way?
Offensive.
Wow, they called that an offensive foul. And that was Maynard, who leads the team in charges, I think, who stood in there and took the punishment.
Watch this.
Look at Lanier. Oh. They don't have the defensive circle in high school basketball that you have in the college and the pro game.
And I think he might have been out of the circle even on that one.
He might have.
It was close. It would have been close.
Yep. He might have been. Maynard led them in charges with 24 last year. And steps up there right, just like Trey Young the other night for the Hawks against the San Antonio Spurs. Steps up there and draws the charge. Under 3 to go. Wolverines have the ball. They have the lead.
Well, you just kind of think Maynard's going to be the guy here.
Yeah. Stays with it. Missed it twice.
He's had a few of these possessions now.
Ball down, back down the floor for the Longhorns. Again, a chance to take the lead. DeHime Morgan puts it on the floor. Wraparound pass intercepted by Povin.
It's a good idea.
So it'll be ball underneath inbounds for the Longhorns. Clock showing 28 on the shot clock. Thornton, the inbounds man, looking for somebody to get it to. Going to have to burn a timeout. Didn't happen right away and had to use the timeout to avoid the 5-second violation.
Well, Lanier has had plenty of opportunities here in the last 3 or 4 possessions to try to take the lead, and they just haven't been able to capitalize. They've had some offensive fouls, a couple of turnovers. Let's see if they can make the most of their possession here this go-around.
I was going to ask you, you play the role of Brandon Mayweather right here. Where's the ball going on this possession with 2.5 to play?
Well, I'll be honest with you. Coming out of this timeout, I think I'm putting the big fella Brandon Lanier back into the game.
Yep.
He's been the difference maker, for Lanier in particular in this second half.
His length they can't cover.
He's got length. He's got the athleticism that you need, and I think that West Forsyth had a little bit of an issue. So, at this point in the game, you gave him a little bit of a rest. You're coming after a long time out here. Go ahead and put him back in there.
Well, we'll see if Brandon Lanier checks back in the game coming out of the timeout. We're down to 2:34 to go.
Matt, let's also not forget, on the other side of the ball, last few possessions, West Forsyth has had a couple of opportunities because Lanier hasn't been able to rebound the basketball. So let's see if they do put the big fellow back here in the game. It looks like they are. So looks like Brandon is back in the game. So that's to be expected here now.
Ball comes inbounds to Morgan. Puts it on the floor. They whip it around looking for the open shot in the paint, and Morgan draws the foul. And Amari Morgan's going to go to the foul line. Chance to tie the game or give him the lead. So Povins was called for the foul. That's number 2 on him. And that's going to be the third team foul on West Forsyth for the tie.
A couple of big free throws here.
Yep.
Misses the first one. Let's see if he can hit this one and go ahead and tie it.
Gets another opportunity here to try to tie things up at 58. And he misses the opportunity. Clanks off the rim. And the lead remains 1 for West Forsyth. They got the ball. Let's see if they try to run some clock here. Ball goes to Maynard on the cut.
Dangerous pass.
He touched it last.
That was a dangerous pass. I'm not sure if I would have done that in this situation.
And again, West Forsyth going to come down the floor with the chance to take the lead. You can see it clearly goes off his foot.
So again, here is another opportunity for Lanier to take the lead.
Thornton on the dribble, spin move, kick out for the lead. And off the iron, again, a missed opportunity for the Longhorns. We have a 3-second violation. Wow, what a time for the 3-second violation to pop up with 95 seconds left in the game.
My goodness. I don't know if I've ever seen that at this point in the game.
Yeah, for the first call of 3 seconds to come this late. That's a tough break there for West Forsyth.
In a 1-point game.
Cowan on the dribble working against Gray Smith. Morgan going to get it back to Cowan for the lead and misses again. I don't know that I've ever seen a team have this many opportunities to take the lead and miss them.
Well, now we got just about a minute left to go in the game. Who wants to win this game is what this is going to come down to at this point. And both teams offensively have gone a little cold.
Gray Smith flashes open, moves inside the arc, and hits the jumper. Huge shot by Gray Smith. That gives him 20.
They needed that badly.
3-point game. Lanier underneath battling. Damrell comes up with the rebound. They're going to foul him right there. I'm really kind of surprised they went to the foul that quickly. But there was only a 5-second difference in the game clock and the shot clock, and it is a 3-point game.
Yeah, watch this. This was a great move. Great move by Gray Smith. Got his defender up off his feet.
Okay. The reason they fouled is they're not even at the limit yet, so they got to roll up some fouls right here so that they can put them on the foul line if they have to do so. They're trying to foul right now. And a tie-up right there, and there's the foul call. And that is going to be the 4th team foul on the Longhorns. They still got another to go to get to the limit. So the official's going to huddle up here.
One thing that I thought there was close that they were going to call a jump ball on that.
So side out of bounds. So the Longhorns are in a position where they got to roll up some fouls really quick in order to get it, even get West Forsyth into a foul shooting situation.
Okay, so what they're doing here is they're adjusting the shot clock to the game clock.
Right.
Because it looks like the shot clock was reset.
Should not have been.
And so they've made that adjustment, and there's a 1 second difference between the game clock and the shot clock?
There was a 5 second difference when the possession started.
Okay. Now we have a 2 second difference.
I thought it should have still been a 5 second difference, but they put the shot clock at 28, and the game clock is at 30. So the Longhorns going to have to foul again really quick if they don't get the steal, and there's the foul. Well, I thought it was going to be the foul. They're going to have to make it make a foul out of it, nearly got the steal. I think they're trying really hard to get the whistle and not getting it.
I'm looking over here at Coach Mayweather to see what his instructions are.
Inbounds, there's the foul.
They made that one count.
So that's going to be team foul number 5.
Foul call number 30 of Lanier. Sends number 10. Lachlan Povins to the line, shooting 2.
So Povins shooting 2 right here.
Well, this is important.
Big miss right there. One more miss leaves the door open for Lanier once again to kind of come down and try to tie the game. Lachlan Povins, their 5'11", 162 senior point guard / wing. Big free throw made right there for Povins.
Needed that.
Makes it a 2-possession game. It's a 4-point lead, and the clock at 22.8.
Is he going to call a timeout here? Nope. He's going to let him play.
Longhorns need to score in a hurry. Thornton throws the ball out of bounds, but I think it was deflected out of bounds by West Forsyth, so it'll be side out for Lanier right in front of their own bench. 16 seconds on the clock. Thornton up top, it goes, denied, and that's going to make it very difficult, although the ball is stolen. Cowan misses the 3, and West Forsyth gets it back with 7.5. The door opened there for a moment, but they couldn't hit the big jumper, and that was the story for the Longhorns down the stretch here in this game.
Yeah, unfortunately, in the last 3 to 4 minutes of this second half,
got a lid on the basket.
They just couldn't get it in. They couldn't get any flow going offensively. A couple of turnovers that just ultimately looks like it might cost them this game.
So West Forsyth is now 7.5 seconds away from improving to 5-1 on the season, and that is a big deal for this team that went 11-18 last year. They're going to be almost halfway to their victory total of a year ago here the first weekend of December.
Well, they got some momentum. I mean, now this is, they hold on to this. This is going to give them 5 in a row, and they are feeling pretty good.
That should just about put the game out of reach. Morgan going to drive all the way through, uncontested, missed the layup, and West Forsyth has defeated Kell 63-57 the final. As the Wolverines improved to 5-1 on the season, the Longhorns dropped to 1-4. And big days here from Gray Smith. He has a team-high 20. Sam Maynard goes for 18 in the victory.
Well, they had some great offensive players on their squad here today that really showed up. Even though they were missing Will Moore, they had a couple of guys stepped up and, really impressed by Gray Smith's ability here today. He had the ability to really knock down that three-point shot with no problem.
Big win for West Forsyth. They take out Lanier by 6. We've got more coming up in just a moment, including an interview with Gray Smith.
Man, you know how to do this? Man, I don't even know. I was flipping burgers last week.
Violation, unsportsmanlike conduct, impersonating a craftsman.
Skilled trade unions are well-trained career pros, not part-timers. Construction is a rewarding and lucrative career with the advancement potential, but you have to do it the right way with the right training. Learn how you can be a pro. Find your career at GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com.
Beginning the morning you opened your eyes, we spent every waking moment preparing you for the day you'd leave our nest. Whether it's driving to practice or helping with homework, it's all prepared you for, what am I going to be when I grow up? Will you be ready?
After much thought, I made my decision to take my talents to the IBEW Local 613.
The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is not simply a job, it's a career. Visit IBEW613.org to begin a new future today.
A journeyman with Local 85, when you turn out, you can be hitting six figures.
Hey, I have your back, you have my back, we're going to do this together. We're one for all for one.
College just wasn't for me. Let's look into actual career jobs that wouldn't take college, where I wouldn't, lose money and all that. Instead of losing a lot more money at the end, why not make money and make more money at the end?
All right, welcome back, guys. Let's reflect on this last game. West Forsyth getting the big win. I'm joined now by assistant coach Tim Kemp. What a game. I mean, back and forth the entire time. You guys responded when they had big plays, but what did you just think of the excitement of the game today?
Game was great. Coach Mayweather does a great job with Lanier. Anytime you're going against them, you know you're in for a hard game. And we, late night last night, won a game last night, come out today. Defense again is what got it for us. Our offense was kind of hit and miss. Did hit some big threes, but defense kept us in the game and pulled it out for us.
Yeah, talk about not allowing them to get second chances when they missed. You guys rebounded well. You did the little things, played well within the game.
Yeah, that's a point of emphasis for us all the time. We're not the tallest team in the state, but we have to make a concerted effort to make sure we box out and attack every rebound that we get. Guys did it tonight. We're a little shorthanded. We're missing one of our leading scorers, a senior who was sick today, but we came through, played hard, and got the job done.
We got the big 6'4" junior right here, Gray Smith. Our MVP, I'm going to hand it to Najee.
And guys, I'm happy to present on behalf of GeorgiaConstructionCareers.com the MVP award to Gray Smith. Gray, I want to talk to you a little bit about just that. What's going through your head on that shot? It's 58-57. You get to your spot, you hit it through. What's going through your mind on that play?
Just low clock, just trying to hit the shot, keep us in the lead, keep us in the game.
And then you guys, as your coach mentioned, you were out, your leading scorer, Will Moore, who does a lot of things for you guys, offensively, defensively. Did you kind of take it up, kind of upon yourself to kind of score a little bit more? You had 20 points in this game. What's going through your mind there?
Yeah, so Will's our leading scorer. I just feel like I had to step up, take the role. It's really a team win, though. They fed me the ball, got me my shots, got me in my spots.
And last question, what have you seen in terms of progression and growth from sophomore year and now to junior year?
Oh, it's a big difference. It's a big difference. I came off shoulder surgery. I'm coming back. I'm back better than ever. It's a big difference.
100%. Well, guys, that's all we got for now. Congrats to West Forsyth. A big-time win for them. The move improved to 5-1. We're going to go ahead and toss it to break.
Welcome to today's segment of Talking Trades. I'm Ashley Rose. Today we're joined by Steve Langley of the Sheet Metal Workers. Now, Steve, explain a little bit about what Smart 85 is and what it stands for.
So Smart 85, my portion is sheet metal workers, but it's sheet metal, rail, air, and transportation. We actually represent sheet metal workers. We represent train engineers and conductors, a few pilots, stewardesses, and bus drivers.
Now, how did you get into the trades?
So my father-in-law was a business representative of Local 85, and I'd got laid off at Lockheed, so he asked me if I would like to join the sheet metal, and I did 33 years ago.
Wow, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, it's been quite an adventure. I went through the apprenticeship, became a journey person, became a foreman or foreperson. Then I got into the politics of the local, and I've moved my way up all the way to business manager.
Now, speaking of your start in the apprenticeship program, you guys are opening a new office and apprenticeship schools. So tell us a little bit about the property.
So we have currently we have a building, the whole building is 9,000 square foot for the apprenticeship. Just the shop area is 13,000 square foot. Wow. And that's just that part of it. And then we have another section that's going to have 40 welding booths. We've got a tab lab that's going in. We have a computer room to learn how to do Rivet, which is computer stuff, and then we have other classrooms. So we're over tripling the size of the school.
Now, how will this help the apprentices' ability to enhance their training?
So there's so many facets of sheet metal that they all go through core classes, of course, but then they get to choose their pathway of which way they want to go in the sheet metal industry.
And for these guys and gals that are watching that want to learn more and be part of this apprenticeship program, especially as it grows tremendously over the next few years, where can they find out more?
smart85.org. And it's a short little